Hey yo, welcome back to the Dugout and Beyond. So we have a video here of Trevor Bauer. He is now breaking down his spring training that he did play for with the Asian Breeze. That was just over a week ago, I think almost 2 weeks ago at this point. But yeah, he played against the minor leaguers of the Dodgers, who actually were the team that released him. If you didn't see my videos previously. But yeah, he's was invited to play for the for the Diablos Rojos de Mexico team, and he's going to be debuting tomorrow against the minor leaguers of the Yankees. Not sure if there's going to be any active players on the roster, the 40-man roster, but yeah, it's just going to be crazy. Let's watch a breakdown of him actually talking about him playing against the minor leaguers of the Dodgers. So let's get right into this one, and yeah. So this is also going to be great because I really do like him when he did play for them, for the Dodgers and Cleveland, and I think he played for other teams. But yeah, he seems like a very down-to-earth guy. He seems pretty chill, and he's just trying to work his way back to the league after everything that happened to him. But yeah, let's get right into this one.
I was recently invited to pitch at Dodgers spring training camp, but not for the Dodgers, against the Dodgers. I was part of Team Asian Breeze, and the game was on a backfield against some minor leaguers. Now, I was originally told that there was no video allowed during the game, so I didn't bring my vlog camera or any cameras, but when I got there was a ton of people videoing with their phones and some TV cameras out there, so what I've done is I've gathered all the footage that I can from the day, and I'm going to walk you through what I was thinking and how I saw the day through my eyes. So let's get into it. Now, when I first got to the complex, I walked through the same roads that the fans walk through to get to the field. So I got to see a lot of Dodger fans on the way there, which was really cool. So before I even got to the field, I stopped and signed for 20 or 30 minutes for a lot of the fans that were there. There's Dodger Bauer jerseys there. There was Yokohama jerseys there. There were Dodger bobbleheads and Trevor Bauer cards and Trevor Bauer bobbleheads and all sorts of cool stuff. So it was really cool to see that from the fans. And there's hundreds of people out there. Normally for a backfield game in spring training, there's like 10 people, maybe 15 people, most of those being family of people that are playing or maybe a couple scouts for the organization. But there were hundreds of Dodger fans out there. So it was cool to see everyone come out to support me and to watch me pitch. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for the support. It made the day a lot of fun. So after signing for 20 or 30 minutes, I went to warm up for the game, eventually got over to the bullpen, and this was right next to the walkway for the fans. So there's a bunch of people lined up watching my bullpen. Felt pretty cool. It actually reminded me of pitching in Seattle, where the bullpen is right next to the stands and the fans can just look straight at you and you're on the same eye level with them. Pretty cool feeling. I always like warming up in Seattle because of that. So it made the warm-up process a little bit more fun. Also, it was really cool to see so many of the young Dodger minor leaguers come out to watch the game. Normally in spring training for a backfield game, if you're not playing, you don't go to it. You get your warm-ups.
This would be crazy to just be this close to them. A lot of them I know are not on the active 40-man. I'm pretty sure at this time, the Dodgers team that was actually going to be playing was going to Korea, which he had not been seeing that. They actually started their season against the Padres in Korea, but Padres and Dodgers have both been playing a couple of games over there recently. Yes, it's been really early, like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, and like 2 o'clock Western time. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like all like actually like probably single, double A players over there, but still really cool to just see that happen.
Done, you get your throwing done for the day, you get your recovery done, and you go home. Only the people that are playing in the game would show up, but there was definitely more people there at the game than were playing. They just came out to watch. I got to see my friend Alex Vesia, got to give him a hug and talk to him a little bit. He actually ended up pitching in the game, which was pretty cool. I got to see Ronan Kopp, who trains with me in the offseason. Got to see some of the Dodger players that I know. And actually, a cool thing happened. On my way from the bullpen on the first base side to the third base dugout before the game, I actually saw one of the players I faced in the Cape a couple years back. I was pitching there in the summer. He was playing for Brewster at the time. Now he's playing for the Dodgers, which is pretty cool to see. And I asked him, what pitches do you want to face today? What pitch do you want to strike out on? Fair play? Some fastballs, but none of that slide step BS. So I made sure to look at his number 35, and I put in my head, okay, number 35 wants all the slide steps. I actually have 4 new slide steps. I have a quick pitch, I have a mid leg kick, a full leg kick, and a pause leg kick. So I made sure to whip all those out against him, and I actually faced him in the first inning. So we'll get to that about in a second, but let's see how the first inning went. I'll walk you through what pitches I threw and what I was thinking in the moment. First pitch of the game, Mike.
This is going to be crazy. Obviously, you don't really ever know what's going to happen through a at-bat. A lot of pitchers have multiple different at-bats. Pitches, sometimes they just go with straight heaters for 3 pitches and get them out, cutters, whatever, change-ups. This is really cool. I like how he's so personal with this, and it's crazy.
Catcher calls cutter, which is awesome. I'm not just going to give you a first pitch lazy fastball down the middle to hit. The fact that a brand new catcher called cutter first pitch, I was like right on board with it.
Okay.
Ooh. But I did miss a little bit high, which makes it 1-0. So going into the game, I really just didn't want to walk people. I wanted to make sure I was throwing strikes. This is my first actual game action this spring. Now, most of these guys have already been throwing.
That's a great thing to look at because, of course, he's just trying to prove everyone basically, I think at this point, wrong. So him saying that is pretty crazy that he definitely knows what he definitely needs to do and what they're looking for. And just not to get out of his head about the stuff.
BP, and they've been throwing on mounds and cleats and had some game action. A lot of the hitters have already faced live pitching and been playing games. I've just been throwing in my gym.
That pencil bat is awesome. I love that.
I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to go, so that's why my goal was just make sure to throw strikes, throw my best stuff over the plate, and force the guys to swing. So I'm behind 1-0 in the count, so I'm going to throw a fastball and make sure I get back into the count, but I mixed in one of my new leg kicks. This is the quick pitch. And before I take a step back like I normally would, I slide my left foot forward and just go straight into my delivery. So this is intended to mess with the hitter's timing a little bit. It's 1-0. I think he's probably looking for a fastball, so I decided to mix in a little wrinkle on the timing, and unfortunately, I missed below the zone, so now we're 2-0, which means I need to throw a strike.
Oh,
so I go back to my normal leg kick. I throw a fastball middle of the plate, and he pulls it way foul. Luckily for me, not a homer, so we're back to 2-1. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but the slowest fastball I threw on the day was 96. I was sitting 97, 98. I touched 99 3 times.
Okay.
If I would have known that, I probably would have thrown more fastballs. I figured in the moment I was probably throwing like 95, 96. I felt pretty good, but I didn't think I was throwing quite that hard. The fact that he got the head out on 97 and pulled 97 foul is a good indication of where he's at timing-wise. So when I saw that, I decided to throw a cutter 2-1. And I didn't really think I had to be too fine with it. I just needed to throw it for a strike, and I figured it'd be a rollover or a ground ball, maybe a swing and miss, something along those lines. Now that pitch was middle, but to his credit, he took a 2-1 cutter and got a solid line drive hit.
Okay.
Just a single, but not the best start to the day. I'm not worried about it though at this point. Just figured I'd get the next guy, maybe roll a double play. I did have a lefty coming up, which means my splitter is in play. Really good ground ball pitch, so maybe I can roll a double play here. First pitch fastball, up and in, get a swing and miss, which means this bat is off to a good start. Now, pitching in Japan, I did pick up a slide step, which makes it a lot harder to steal off me. In the middle of this at bat, I actually looked over at the runner on first base and said, "Hey, are you fast?" And he's like, "No, I'm not." I think he was lying to me because he is leading off, so he's got to be somewhat quick. Second pitch, 0-1, I tried to land a curveball, but I ended up bouncing it a little bit, so we're 1-1. It was a good pitch, just not at the right time. Maybe if I throw it 0-2, he swings, but not 0-1. So we're 1-1. Now I need to get ahead. I got to get to 1-2, give myself a chance of a strikeout here. So I decided to throw a split. I threw it middle, probably a pitch that could get hit, but he was out in front of it.
Okay.
Swung over the top of it, so we get to 1-2, and it gave me a good idea. Throw that pitch again. So I did. But I threw it a little bit too low, and he didn't swing at it, but that's okay. That sets up the next pitch perfectly. So if I think about the sequence, I've just gone fastball up.
The fact that he says that if he got that pitch, he probably would have set another pitch up perfectly, and that even though he missed that one and it set up another one perfectly, it's kind of, I don't know, weird that he can have two pitches, one it doesn't go one way, and he could set it up. And it's just crazy. Also, he's just very solid-headed about this, knows what he needs to do.
Up and in, he swung and missed. A splitter up and in that he swung at thinking it was a fastball, and then it died to go middle. He was over the top of it and out in front of it. I then threw a splitter that started at the bottom of the zone and broke below the zone that he didn't swing at. So now it's time for a fastball at the bottom of the zone that he thinks is the splitter, but it doesn't break, and it catches the bottom of the zone for strike 3. Now, as soon as I let go of that pitch, I said, yep, because I knew I had executed it. Before the ball even got to the plate, I knew it was a strike. The umpire rang him up, so we're in a good spot here. Get our first out of the inning. Double play right now ends the inning, but I'm not going for double plays. I'm here to strike people out, and I'm here to entertain the fans. So third hitter, we got a righty.
He definitely does.
I'm going to go with my normal righty setup. Fastballs away, cutters away, sliders off the plate. Start with the first pitch, fastball away, strike. Come back with a second pitch, cutter, strike. So we get to 0-2 real quick. Now it's time for the nasty wipeout slider. Now, I had a really good feel for all my pitches on this day, except for my slider. And as you can see, I bounced that nowhere close to the plate. Hitter doesn't even budge, just a really bad pitch. Also, really hard pitch for my catcher to block. He did a great job of keeping it in front of him, but can't expect much more than that, and the runner advances to second base. This is where it got kind of interesting. Now, normally with a man on second base, you'd go through multiple signs with the catcher, but this is just an exhibition game, and I'm just here to have some fun, so I told my catcher to give only one sign. So the guy at second base probably could have been relaying to the hitter exactly what pitch was coming, which I didn't care about because I was already planning on telling the hitters everything that I was throwing in future innings. Now, this is a funny moment of the game, something that most of the fans probably missed. A couple picked up on it because I could hear him saying, "Ooh," when I did it. The runner's bouncing off of second base, trying to get me to pay attention to him, trying to fake like he's going to steal the third. So I just looked at him and I gave him a little head tilt, like, yeah, go ahead, go to third, do it. What do you think? Go, try it. He didn't try to steal third, at least until later in the inning. But that was just a little bit of fun I was having with the runner. I honestly would have liked him to steal third. Then he can't relay signs from second. And it also puts a little bit more pressure on me because now I can't even give up a ball in play. And I like that type of situation. It would have been one out, man on third, and I would have had to strike two people out to get out of the inning. Unfortunately, though, he didn't take the bait. So back to focusing on the hitter. We're in a 1-2 count. I decided to go with the slider. I wanted to throw a better one, just get it slightly out of the zone, maybe get a swing. In a 1-2 count, I have another pitch to waste, and if I miss with the slider, I know I have the comeback two-seam that he'll freeze on, because just like the splitter, he sees the sliders break out of the zone. If he sees something that looks like those, he's going to read ball, and the ball's going to break back into the zone. So this is really a free pitch. And if I don't get him on this pitch, I'll get him on the next pitch. I just can't throw this one for a strike because he might have a chance of hitting it. So I didn't get the slider close enough to the plate to get a swing, which means time for the comeback two-seam, and I absolutely dotted this pitch. This is a strike. I don't know what the umpire was looking at. Maybe I froze him too. I mean, just look at the catcher's...
It's Angel Hernandez. That's what's happening.
Look, it literally doesn't move. I just dot it. And he set it up as a strike right on the black. Perfect pitch, but we don't get the call. I kind of threw my head back and laughed. I heard someone say, "Welcome to the real world," and I thought at the time that it was someone from the Dodgers dugout. What I found out later is it was actually Eric Sim chirping me from the crowd.
Real life, son. Different ball game.
Either way, we don't get the call, so now it's 3-2, and now I have to throw a strike. So we go fastball in, got a foul ball off his foot, and now it's time for an off-speed pitch. I decided to go with the splitter. And that was a nasty splitter. I didn't get it quite low enough for a swing and miss, but I had to throw it for a strike, and my poor catcher got hit, which... not good. I felt bad. That stings. Right on the inner thigh. Ugh, not comfortable. So now it's 3-2. The runner tried to steal third on that foul ball. So now he's jumping off of the base again. So I give him another one, a little head tilt. It's like, hey, go for it. I actually said to him, go for it. Take third. And he's like, nah. And then I turned and threw the pitch. Comeback two-seam right at the bottom of the zone. This one, though, I will say was about a ball width below the zone. This one was definitely lower than the 2-2 pitch. I thought the 2-2 was a strike, but this one was definitely a ball. So good call by the umpire. Unfortunately, we get a walk. I think if this was in the zone, he probably takes it. I could have thrown a little bit higher, but now we're in a little bit of trouble. First and second, one out. Double play still gets me out of it, but not ideal so far. So we got the four-hitter at the plate. He's a righty. Normally I'm going cutters away, sliders away in this situation. But the catcher called splitter, and I was like, you know what? It's pretty good today. Let me try it. Let's see if we can get a little rollover. Ball breaks in on him. He's not expecting it. Roll over to third, double play. That was my thought. Ran a little bit off the inside part of the plate for ball one, but still a pretty good pitch. And now it sets up all the stuff breaking away from him. So I can definitely use that miss. So 1-0, I decided to throw a four-seamer at the top of the zone. He actually gets the barrel to it pretty well, but pops it up. So definitely an out. Or maybe not. Okay. Bases loaded, one out.
All right.
How are we going to wiggle out of this one? That's what I thought as soon as that ball dropped. And then I turned to see my friend, number 35, stepping into the box. And this is actually perfect. If there's guys on first and second with two outs, I couldn't have given him slide steps. But with bases loaded, I can go out of the windup, which means all four of my leg kicks are in play. And he already told me that he doesn't like them. So guess what he's getting? All the slide steps.
I love this guy.
First pitch, we go with regular leg kick. Let him get his timing that I'm going to disrupt later. Cutter, down and in. Borderline pitch. I think he caught the black. Get the call from the umpire, 0-1. So now that he's got his timing with my normal leg kick, I decided to go with the slide step. Fastball, but I pulled it down, so we're 1-1. I did see his reaction afterwards, and he kind of gave a little head tilt and was like shaking his head at me, so I know I have him right where I want him. 1-1. I know he didn't react well to the first pitch, cutter down and in, so I decided to go with the quick pitch, cutter in, and we get the strike call. Maybe the timing's throwing him off a little bit because he didn't swing at this. He hasn't swung at any of them, but we got him right where we want him. It's 1-2. Timing's messed up. He's thinking about it. Easy strikeout from here. So I go back to my normal leg kick. I throw a splitter. It's nasty. He swings right over the top of it, out in front of it, and we get the much-needed strikeout. Perfect sequence. Two cutters running in on him. He sees the exact same trajectory and thinks the ball's going to run in, but it dives the other way, and we get the strikeout. flawlessly executed. Now I'm almost out of this jam, bases loaded, we got a righty at the plate. I decided to have a little bit of fun. Definitely wouldn't want the hitter to know in this situation what pitch is coming because it could cost me a lot of runs, right? Wrong. Just tell the hitter what's coming. I signal the fastball. For those of you who don't know, this signal with the glove means fastball. I just told him what pitch was coming. I think he might have thought that I was lying to him. Like I was going to signal fastball and throw something else. I don't know. But it was like my best against your best. Let's see who wins. And turns out I won. Ground ball to second. So that's inning number 1. Got into a little bit of a jam. Got my feet wet. But now I'm locked in on game mode. I can start having a little bit more fun. So in between.
So, yeah, I'm going to link the rest of his video down below. Also, he has, of course, a YouTube channel that explains a lot of the stuff on the rest of the video here. But, yeah, he seems so, he just is trying to have fun, even when he's not even in the league anymore, and trying to make it back. And, of course, he said in the beginning, he's just trying to throw strikes. Yes, he obviously had some of those plays go into the outfield and ground balls and here and there. But the fact that he was able to work himself out of that bases loaded jam with 1 out and basically just explain what he was doing, and I don't really, of course, I don't think he ever really told anyone when he's in the league what he was going to be doing next. But yeah, he's just a guy who wants to have fun. As he says, he tells people what he's going to be pitching. Definitely an entertainer. As he said, if you don't know, he is, when he's on the Indians, he got mad in one game in Kansas City, and the manager came out to get the ball from him, and he chucked the ball over center field. I think it was in Kansas City. But yeah, here. But yeah, it was crazy. So it's 60 feet from, I think it's 60 feet from home plate to on the mound, and usually a field could be 400 feet, 380 to 4 something feet. So he's still throwing it 300 feet in the air. Granted, he has a very strong arm as a pitcher. As he said, 96 to 99 for his fastball. But yeah, all in all, he seems very, very focused on what he wants to do. Again, he's going to be making another debut again tomorrow for the Diablos Rojos de Mexico team against the Yankees. But yeah, I think that with everything that's happened, he's just trying to show he can still do it, have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, in the end, yeah, if you think that he can make it to, if you think that a team should sign him to, as he said, even the league minimum, which I don't even know what the league minimum is. But yeah, this is let's say MLB league minimum is would be $740,000. So yeah, well below what he was getting paid. Trevor Bauer contract, I think he was in the couple million. So let's see, Dodgers contract. So he was getting paid for 3 years. He was getting paid $102 million. Going from $102 million to $740 something thousand is a major, major difference. So he definitely is just here to have fun and get there and show he can still do it. And I 100% respect that. But yeah, I wish for the best for him in this. And yeah, of course, as I said in previous videos, I think there's going to be a whole lot more stories with him coming up and trading teams, especially for how as big of a name as he is and for what's happened. So yeah, let's see what happens for the rest of this. He's got 6 games with this Mexico team. And yeah, let's see how well he does. So thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more, and I'll see you next one. Peace!